time, I really didn't expect to take such a long hiatus. I feel like I keep saying that in these videos. So in the last week of March, I was actually prepping for another video, and then I got a message from my doctor stating that I could get vaccinated. And this was a big deal because I, with my illness, can't get a lot of vaccines. I am pro-vaccine. I just, my health, it's a whole thing. And I thought I would not be able to get the big vaccine for that reason. And my doctor messaged me saying that you might get really bad side effects, but it is better to get it than to get the other thing, the illness, if you will. And so quickly within 24 hours, an appointment was made and I had to go down to my parents' house. So I drove down there with a bag, like just guessing how long I'd be down there for. Didn't expect to be down there for the entire month of April, which is what ended up happening. But to stay on track with the story, I got the vaccine.
Thank you.
Hi.
Is it the first or second shot?
It's my first.
Okay.
When it hurt the arm, did it hurt to write? Like, or was it just like numb?
It takes about an hour for it to sort of it's like somebody giving you a punch.
Is there a preferred arm or?
You can't feel it though, can you?
No.
And though you can see how nervous I am in that footage, I think maybe it comes across how emotional I am. I kind of wanted to cry. It was such a really relieving, exciting experience, and it was just really beautiful to see all the people who I believe volunteered to help with handing out the vaccines. So I did get some symptoms, so I did have to stay at my parents', and while I was at my parents', Henry got the illness, which was a shock to all of us because we have been extremely strict, but he got it because the car battery died and he had to take it to a garage, and then there was an outbreak there. So that was extremely unplanned and unfortunate and such a very nerve-wracking, anxiety-inducing time. I feel like I'm not explaining it well because we're finally out of it. He's better. Thank goodness. He was someone who had the really, really bad symptoms, and with my illness, I couldn't be near him, and that just felt awful. And then he was sleeping all the time, so he couldn't update me as much as my worry and anxiety and festering needed. So April, for that reason, was just a really intense, overwhelming, emotionally exhausting month of just a lot. We're out of it now, and to focus on the positive, because that helped me get through it, and Henry, we just like to think that way, I got to spend a month with my family, which was really, really lovely. It was spent doing such random things to fill the time. I rewatched all the Marvel films with my family, and the Winter Falcon, which is what I call it. Wait, it's the Falcon and Winter Soldier, with my dad, and a bunch of good murder mysteries and a bunch of terrible murder mysteries that we really enjoyed. And my mom and I went on a 5K walk every day, which was also lovely because I got to re-explore my hometown. In fact, one day when I was walking with my camera, I met this guy who was doing gardening in his front yard, and he asked me if I had a garden, and I said no, I just hope to have one day, and he offered me a branch off one of his flower bushes so I could start my own garden, which was so kind of him. And sadly, because I didn't come home soon enough, it did die. I did try filming a video. I can't remember how to speak clearly in this video. I'm very sorry. My brain has been very dead lately, but as you can see, I wasn't doing well. I did, however, start filming chocolate reviews, kind of like wine tastings, but it was with chocolate. Let's try a new chocolate. It's called Goodio Chocolate. The presentation is incredible, but is this enough chocolate for the price? I do not know. Oh man, this is good. Oh, this is really, really good. I feel as though I'm eating chocolate and magic. It's such an interesting combination in my mouth, and I'm not a fan of raspberries, but I am a fan of them mixed in with chocolate. I mean, the chocolate tastes pretty much the same as any chocolate sweetened with coconut sugar. I'll be the first to say it. But the dried fruit sprinkled in, the dried raspberries, it definitely gave me something to look forward to. So that was fun, and I kind of want to keep doing them. They were mainly for me. My mom is a huge like chocolatier and just like always has a stash of chocolate, and with my allergies I can't eat a lot of chocolate, so I was just eating the ones amongst her stash, and it was actually really, really fun. Now I'm just excited to get started on all like the spring cleaning, spring refresh that I had already planned, even though I will say this week I'm just keeping it really simple, really slow. I actually arrived late on the last day of April. Like, I think 30 minutes later it hit midnight and we were in May 1st. So I'm really treasuring this time currently of easing back into normal life very slowly. I did do a little bit of writing, which I'm surprised I did any at all. I think I edited like a few chapters, and that's all thanks to Anna. She very kindly, I think she set them up, writing sprints every Tuesday and Thursday for like 2 hours or so, I don't know. And yeah, I had like the slowest word per minute. No, I had the smallest word per minute I think I've ever had due to like the overwhelming nature of April, but she was really kind and supportive, and I'm very thankful for that. I can't believe I got some writing done. Hopefully I get some done this week. I don't know if I will. I've mainly just been catching up with Henry, watching terrible TV shows with my cousins through the Disney Plus like screen share thing. Yeah, my goal is to start socializing again this week. Slowly but surely, just like ease in. Feeling ready. I'm feeling prepped. I don't know if you can see just how dirty this shower is because I got lazy during lockdown, never cleaned it. So I thought I would try a TikTok hack and do the whole 1/3 white vinegar, 2/3 Dawn. And let's see if this works. Okay, you can't really see anything. There's still like a little bit of debris, but it is a lot better. I think this is the first time I've said anything out loud today. Every morning I have woken up with the intention to pull out the camera, but because I've taken such a long hiatus, I forgot what to film or what is worth filming. Every time I think, oh, I should film this, I go, well, this is boring, this is pointless, this is a waste of time. And yet when I watch other people's vlogs, I love the mundane, simple, day-to-day life stuff, and I am just like, what is wrong with me? And I just think I'm in my head a little bit too much and I need just to rip off the band-aid, because there have been moments this week where I've thought, why don't we just scrap the entire video and try again next week? And I feel like once you get into that cycle, you never put out anything. I think a lot of this pressure also stems from the fact that my last video, the winter one, was, I think, the best video I've ever created so far. And I know you're not supposed to give yourself compliments, pride cometh before a fall, but out of everything I've made, it's the best thus far. And it was the sort of video I've wanted to make, like, since I was in high school. I just wanted to make videos like that. They were my favorite types of vlogs to watch, and I did it. Well, I did the best that I can currently do, and for that reason I just feel a lot of pressure from no one. I don't think a lot of people even like those types of videos, but I do, and I want to make videos for me. But I'm not in a place where I can do that weekly yet, so I need to give myself a little bit of a break. But I'm really proud of it, so please check it out. As for my last clip, it did cut out. I apologize. My memory card filled up. I even tried yesterday to like finish that thought, but I never deleted anything off my memory card. See, you kind of fall out of whack with it. It's weird because I always think, how can you forget how to vlog? But you really can. Basically what I was going to say is that I do think that TikTok hack would work if you keep up with your chores. I have done the hack a few more times, but I don't know if it will get rid of the lime scale buildup in full just because of how long it's been since it was done. As we come to the end of this week, I thought we could talk about something fun like books. Since we've last chat about books, I have read 2 of them. The first being The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I have given a tiny bit of a review of this book, mainly about the physical form of it. I just feel like this wasn't the year to read it for me. With everything going on, what this book is about, I just don't think was really good for my mental health, which I feel very weird saying since the next book was like such a big hit for me, and I feel like that one should have messed with my mental health even more. It was really good. I was quite surprised by the ending. I knew what was gonna happen. I didn't know the ending because I had read the ending. It was just, I figured while reading it how it was gonna end, and it still surprised me. It took a simple concept and magnified it in so many different ways. I think this is an incredible book. I just think it was the wrong time for me to read it. The second book I read, the one that should have messed with my mental health, but instead took me out of my reading slump, was The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This book, well, first let's talk about the physical form of this book, because the thing is that this is a modern day classic, or at least it's a cult classic, and for that reason, I feel like every time you hear about it, it's such positive reviews, so what can I possibly add to that? But physicality, I really love the feel of this book. I love the thickness, I love the weight of it. I do think the pages are a tiny bit thin, which I don't really like thin pages because I have very sweaty hands and I don't like when my books get ruined. I will say I like the British cover for it better than the American cover. Now, for the book itself, I don't want to give anything away, but I'm going to express feelings and emotions, so those might be spoilers. So I'll put a timestamp where to skip ahead if you don't even want that, because I don't like hearing if someone liked it or disliked it. That's how anti-spoiler I am. How do I word this? So I've never read a book that I felt was as meant for me and yet was nothing like me than this book. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly. I've talked about this in past videos, and if I find them, I'll link them down below, but I was homeschooled for a portion of my life, and the curriculum that we chose was a reading-based program where you basically learn about the world from the start of the world to modern day, all through literature. So let's say for math and science, a famous mathematician was born in ancient Greece. Once you got to ancient Greece, you would learn about that math problem that they created, as well as the mathematician themselves and like their environment and what part of their environment went into them discovering this mathematical equation, if you will. But that was how I was homeschooled. And reading this book, I just saw so many similarities to how Julian, the professor, taught his class. When he was leading his lessons, or the group of them were just talking about books or Greek or philosophy and all that type of stuff, that was all the stuff I learned when I was homeschooled. I took 3 languages in high school, and they were Greek, Latin, and sign language. I am not as fluent as I once was, but reading this book was very, very exciting in the sense that I felt like I was getting a refresher, and I was like, oh, I know that story. I know that myth. I know that moral. I know what they're saying here. And it was very exciting in that sense. All of it was written in a way that kind of made me recoil at the similarities that I may have shared with anyone. And I really loved that about this book. Normally, I feel like when we read something, we tend to relate to a character, and it makes us feel good about ourselves. Where with this book, I don't think there was a single character that I wanted to be. And any time I saw that similarity of like a personality trait, or the fact that we had a similar education, it definitely just made me go, oh, I don't like this. I don't want to be connected in any way, shape, or form to these people. I thought it was such a good conversation about classism and elitism. Also, the version of schooling that I did definitely didn't have a straight male gaze, I guess is a good way to put it. I hope I'm explaining this well, but this book just definitely took me on a journey of things that I understood. And I have heard that something that keeps people from the book is that they don't know Greek, or they don't know about a lot of the things, a lot of the stories or historical things that are mentioned. And I don't think you need to know them. I know that there is some mirroring to like ancient fables, Greek fables and all that stuff, or Greek mythology, but I definitely think it's a book to check out. Also, I will say this book is definitely one where you can kind of see what's coming, but you're still shocked when it happens because you're just disgusted that this would happen. And so there's a lot of things said that made me just feel sick with disgust that people like this existed. So if you don't have the stomach for that, definitely don't read it. But it was extremely well written, just to show how awful people are. And yeah, so yeah, those are the 2 books that I read. All right, it's pretty early in the morning, but I would like to post this video today, hopefully also in the morning. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you've been, how life has been, if you're also someone who's kind of coming back to life, or if you're still in the same boat that I was, / still feel like I kind of am. Oh yes, sorry that my explanation of my homeschool years is a little bit incoherent and confusing. That should just be a topic in itself for a video, but thank you for bearing with me. All right, I will see you in the next one. Bye.